Hey guys, hello and welcome to this video. In this video, we'll look at slicing in Python, basically with strings, right? So let's do a quick revision of what we learned in strings. So let's say S1 is my string. It says hello world, right? We can print this string as S1. Then length of the string. How to find the length of the string? Using the len function. Print len of S1. Let's quickly run this code. Run slicing in strings. So hello world has 11 characters in it, right? Then how to do indexing in Python for strings is in the square brackets. So if I want to print the first character, right? First character is S1 of 0, right? And last character, if I want, you can use the negative indexing -1, right? Shift F10, it will run the last run program. First character is H, and the last character is D. Scroll up a bit, let's see. Yeah, hello world 11, first cat, last cat, right? So these are pretty basic stuff that we already know, right? So let me just quickly comment it out. We'll have this one string with us. Now, what is slicing? Slicing is a technique where it enables a programmer to access or fetch a part of a string, right? Let's say this hello world is there, right? So this hello world, right? What is an index? Index will fetch a particular character, right? It will fetch a character. Let's say this one character at a time. Slicing, on the other hand, it can fetch an entire word for you or part of a word for you. Let's say Python is fun, right? Python is fun. So I want to fetch this fun, or I want to fetch this Python fully, or something like that, right? THON space IS in the middle. That also I can fetch, right? I would like to fetch, for example, for some reason. So slicing helps us to do that. It's like a cake wherein you want to slice a cake and take the part that you want to eat, right? Slice of cake depends on how much you want to eat or how many people are there. Let's say it's a big cake and there are less people, you would like to have a bigger piece, right? If you want to, if you're a sweet tooth, right? So slicing is same as slicing of cake. So slicing of cake is getting a piece of the cake, right? A slice of cake. Similarly, slicing in Python, if you use with strings, it can be used with any other sequence, right? It can be used with strings, lists, tuples. These are some data types that we're going to look at later on, right? Right now, let's stick to what is slicing with strings, right? So it will fetch the part of the string that we have. The output will again be a substring of the string, right? The output will be data type string itself. So let's take some examples. Okay, before taking some examples, let me simply remove this in itself so that we have space and it's readable. Now, to understand, before we take some example, let's try to understand the syntax of slicing, right? Syntax is you write the string and you use square bracket. Now, you'll think that, okay, am I doing indexing here? No, because indexing will write the index over here, right? This is indexing, right? So syntax of indexing is this, right? And if you want to write syntax of slicing, so still used Control D for copy pasting, slicing, right? String, and then in square brackets, we don't write a single index, but we write the starting index : the ending or the stop index, ending index, colon, and the step in which we want to do the slice. Right? Understood? No? Very good. Let's understand what these are. Right? Start index, start is nothing but the starting index at which the slicing starts. So when you cut the cake, you cut it at a particular position. Right? You start cutting at a particular position, and then you take, some gap and then cut it again. Right? So that's what start and ends are. So when you do the first slice, that's what the starting index is. Right? So the starting index at which the slicing operation starts. End is the last index or the ending index or the stopping index. It's also called stop or stopping index sometimes. Index at which the slicing stops. And I'll just make a point here, which is not included or excluded. I can write excluded. Now, from the slice, the ending index or the end index is excluded. Now, what's the meaning of that? Let's see. Once we take the example, we'll look at it. Then we have not the stop, sorry, step. So the step parameter or the meaning of step is integer. It's an integer that specifies the step. And what is the step? The increment or the decrement for the slicing. For the slicing. Alright. Now let's try to take some example. Now S1 we have hello world, right? Let's take some example. Let's try to print, let's say S1 2:7:1. Let's run this and then we'll try to understand how it works. Okay. So again, Shift F10 should work here because we are running the same program again. And the output is LLO, and we have a space here. Then we have a W here. Right? Let's try to understand how it works. Okay. So we have hello space world, right? HALLO space WORL and D. The indexes are 0, 1, 2, 3, 4. 5 is the index for space, 6 for W, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Right? We know this already. Now, when we write this S1 2:7:1, the start is the first. This is your start. This is your start, right? According to the syntax, this is your start, this is your end, and this is your step. So what is the start? Start is 2. So what does it mean? It will start at the index number 2. It will stop or end where? At index number 7. This is your end index. Right? We'll come to the step part. Now, starting index at which the slicing operation starts and ending index where the slicing operation stops. And it is excluded, as I mentioned earlier, which means this index will not be, or the index element or the item or the character will not be included in the output. So let's start from start. So when it starts, it fetches the index at the start index, which is 2. What is it? L. So it fetches L. Now, it will go and fetch the next character. Now, who will decide which character to fetch? The step will decide which character to fetch. In this case, it is 1, which means after the second index, after the start index, it has to go to the third index. Why? Because I'm going in step 1. Right? If somebody asks you go to the first floor from the ground floor and one step at a time. So what will do? First step, second step, third step, fourth step, and fifth step, something like that. Right? Similarly, you start at the start at index number 2. Step is 1 means it will go to the next index, which is 3. What is the character at 3? L. It will again fetch character L. Step is 1, so it will go to 4. It will fetch O. The step is 1, so it will go to 5. Space Then from 5 it will go to 6, which is W. And then will it go to step number 7 or index number 7? The answer is no, because I said it is the end index which is excluded. So it will stop before 7, which is index number 6, right? So that's what it is. The output is shown to us, LLO space W. Okay, I hope that makes sense. You can pause the video now, try it on your own and understand that how it is working. Okay, now let's try another example. So let's comment this off. S1, let's say 2 comma 9, sorry, not comma, colon 9 colon 2. Now we are doing step of 2. Now let's run this. We're getting LOWR. Now let's try to understand how we're getting this. Again, same, we have hello world, right? HELLO space WORL and D. The indexes are again 0, 1, 2, 3, and 4. 5 is the space, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Alright. Now, what is my start index? 2. This is my start index. Again, my start index is 2. My end index is 9. This is my end index, right? And the step is 2. This time the step is 2, right? So again, end is excluded. Remember that it is excluded. So it starts at 2, which fetches L for us, right? Same as the before example, the previous example. Now, but this time the step is not 1. The step is 2, which means you have to go to the first floor from the ground floor, starting from the second stair. But this time in a step of 2, which means you have to skip one step in the middle, right? So from the second index, it will go to the fourth index, which will fetch O for us. Then from 4, it will go to the sixth index, which will fetch W for us. From 6, it will go to the 8th index, which will fetch R for us. Can it go to 9 or 10th index? No, it can't. It can't go further. So it will stop here. And that's why the output is LOWR. Right? So that's what is slicing. Let's take another example. Let me print S1 1 colon, say 10 colon, or let's say 12 colon 3. Now, what is the length of this S1? Length of S1 is 11. What are the indexes of this? 0 to 10? Yes or no? Now, let's see. We'll not run this. I'll not run this. Let's try to observe this first, and then I'll run the output. Right? You might think it might be an error. That's a valid thought, right? But let's try to analyze this and then confirm whether it's an error or not. This is hello world. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Now my start index is 1. So my start index is 1. What is my end index? End index is 12. Do we have the 12th index with us? We don't have it, right? We don't have the 12th index with us. So if you remember with indexing, if I do S1 of 12, it will give an error to me because it's an index error, right? Now, ideally, or by that logic, it should give an error. Let's try to run this. No, it's not an error. It's saying it's giving me some output, EOOD. Now, how it is giving me that output is the question, right? So, when we write an index in slicing which is more than the last index, right? In this case, the last index is how much? 10, right? last index is 10, but my end index in this example is 12. So 12 will come somewhere here, right? But it does not exist. So what Python does is it will make the index to be one more than the last index, which means somewhere here. This will be your end index. This is your end index. It includes the last character. It's not on 10th. It's not on the last index. It is after the last index, which means this is your end and this is included. And this is 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and 9. My start is 1. So starts at 1. Right? And this is my end. And the step is 3. Step is 3. So it will fetch what? First E. It fetches E here, see. Then from here, where it will go? 3 is my step. So it will skip 2 steps in the 2 indexes in the middle. So from 1, it will go to 4. So it will fetch O, which is O. Then from here, it will try to go go to the third step from here, which is skips 4 and 5 and 6 from 4. It will go to 7. This is again O. Right? From here, it will try to skip 2 more and go to 10. Can it go to 10? Yes, it can go to 10. If it is 12, it can go to 10. Right? So it will go here and fetch D. Now after this, it will not go anywhere. Right? Even if you write 20, it will work, but it will not go anywhere because there is no more character after this. Right? After fetching the last character, there is nothing to fetch. So in this case, you're getting EOOD. So this concludes the this video wherein we understood what is slicing in Python, how to write examples to slice things in Python. And output will always be an string itself. Let's check that. So what I'll do is, instead of printing this, I'll say s1 underscore slice equal to, I'll store it in a variable and I'll print, and I'll print the type of it. So I can print the type of s1 slice. Okay, so let's run this. So we get the slice as an output because of line number 12, and the type of slice, s1 slice, is string. As I mentioned, the slice of a string is a string itself. Okay, that's all for this video. Thank you.